Okay, so I'm going to be doing some videos here about how to disassemble these doors on these old Chevy C10s, and I've got some new reproduction doors. They're Chinese or Taiwan or something. They're not NOS parts, but I gotta come in here. My doors are pretty rusted out on the bottom, so I've already gone in and I've done the passenger side, and I've got that as squared up as I can get it, as aligned as I can get it. And you got to remember, these doors were never that well aligned from the factory. So anyway, we'll start with getting the guts out of the old door, because I am going to be reusing some of the parts, in particular these vent windows. Now, unfortunately, I've mentioned this in several of my videos. The previous owner of this truck, or some previous owner of this truck, just hosed the entire truck with this gray rattle can primer, and they didn't tape off worth a shit. You can see all the weather stripping around the vent windows. They even got it on the windows itself. I mean, they didn't tape off hardly anything, and so I've got to clean these up. But I got to save these, because if you go and you look in your parts catalog, you'll realize that these vent window assemblies, and the assembly continues down into the door, they're over $550 to buy the whole new assembly. Now you can, you can get new weather stripping, which I've ordered, and it's currently being shipped to me. So I'll do a video on that when I come in and I rebuild these vent windows. But be very careful with these. Like I said, they're about $550 if you have to buy the whole assembly. So I'm going to be very careful with this. I'm going to take this, clean up this metal part, paint it. I don't know what I'm going to paint it yet, but we'll get it all cleaned up with new weather stripping and all that. So back to the intent. Like I said, I'm going to disassemble this door, and I'll show you how to get the door latch and the window regulator and the window and all the components out of the door. So we'll get started on that. Alright, so one of the first things you need to do, if you have manual windows, you need to come in and get your crank arm removed from the spline shaft on the window regulator. And I have another video just demonstrating how to get this off, and I titled that one just for GM vehicles because they're all about the same. It's not necessarily C10 specific, but you need a little hook tool. There's a little clip back there. You need to reach in there, grab hold of the clip, and pull the clip out. You can see the clip right there coming out. That's the little clip. So we'll set that aside, and then your window crank handle just comes right off like that. So next on the list, there are 7 screws that you need to remove, and mine are not in place, but there's 4 along the bottom here, 3, 4. There's 2 here where your armrest needs to be, and there's 1 in here where your door handle is. Now, again, this is a 77 model. Later models might be a little bit different than this, but this should, pretty sure this will work through 73 through 81 maybe. You'll have to double check. But anyway, so you take out those 7 screws. If you got a little cap here on your door lock, pop that off, and then we'll get this inner door panel removed.